It's taken a while, but it's finally time for the next Smash Bros. Top 5 series. If you haven't seen the videos I did for Smash Bros. Brawl and Wii U, there's a link in the description to the Countdowns playlist, but in this series, we're looking at Smash Bros. Ultimate, starting off with my top 5 loved and hated characters. There are a couple of things to mention before we get into it. Firstly, no DLC characters, so no Piranha Plant, Banjo-Kazooie or any of them. I may do a separate video on the DLC stuff like I did for the Wii U game, but seeing as I wasn't fussed about any of the characters, it may be a while before I even buy the pack. Second, I won't be including the 3 Mii Fighter variants. I don't mind them, but I'm not a huge fan of them, so even if I did include them, they wouldn't be on either list anyway. Third, after the flack I got from what I said about Lucina in the loved and hated characters list for Smash Wii U, Echo Fighters will be considered separate characters because most Echo Fighters have something to differentiate them, but I won't be using the fact they are Echo Fighters as a factor in judging whether or not I like them. Fourth, a character's final smash will not be taken into consideration, and finally, as I always say, this is purely my opinion. It has nothing to do with tier listings, competitive play, and isn't necessarily the characters I'm best with, just the ones I enjoy playing as. I'll be doing the usual 5th most loved, 5th most hated, 4th most loved, 4th most hated, etc. So with that, let's get cracking. I think I gave Little Mac an honourable mention in the Smash Wii U top 5 characters video, and in Smash Ultimate I've enjoyed playing as him so much more. Nothing has changed with his moveset or abilities, but every time I'm Little Mac I have a lot of fun. He's quite a fast character and I rather like his moveset. His KO punch is really effective if you can land the hit, so it may be slightly high risk, high reward, but you're not left open for too long to end up taking a savage beating if you do miss. The only thing that stops him being higher on this list is that his vertical recovery is a bit naff. Actually, it's really naff, and a few times I've been KO'd by a hit most other characters would have been able to recover from, so you're best staying near the centre of the stage, or hoping you end up on a stage with no edges. That may be why the reason he's considered low tier, but I don't give a flying pancake, he still manages to provide a lot of entertaining matches. You're probably not surprised to see her in this list, seeing as she's been on every hated characters list I've done for Smash Bros. And nothing's changed. She still has one alright move and the rest are too unreliable or weak to bother using. Yes, having 5 jumps gives her one of the best recoveries in the game, but, and say it with me now, she still sucks just as much in Smash Bros. As she did in the regular Pokemon games. I believe I said in a previous video, not sure which one, that Ridley would make a bad choice for a Smash character because he'd be huge compared to all the other characters, so he'd need to be scaled down. That's just what they did, and he rules. I was quite surprised how fast he is, and his moveset is perfect. Who doesn't love grabbing an opponent and dragging their face across the floor? His tail stab can paralyze enemies, which gives you a good opportunity to get in a charged smash attack to finish them off. For his up smash, he does a forward flip kick, and for some reason I really like that he goes forwards rather than backwards. Don't know why, just do. Ridley was a massively requested character for Smash, and I'm not only really pleased that they put him in, but they did a sterling job getting him battle ready. I've never played Splatoon and I don't really plan on it, but I felt that way about the game since it first came out on the Wii U. When the Inklings were announced as new characters in Smash Ultimate, my reaction was meh. I like the idea that the more covered in ink your opponents are, the more effective your moves become, but the quick firing splooge to cover them in ink has poor range, so you'll probably get smacked before you can cover them too much. The roller burying them in the ground is great, but I usually find that by the time I've stopped the move and gone over to smack them, they've ducked themselves out. I also don't like that they have a limited amount of ink and have to recharge, which leaves you vulnerable. If you run out of ink, you can't use any moves. Granted, the paint bomb move is alright, but that's not nearly enough to save them. another regular for my favourite characters list, and another character where their moveset has changed very little since their introduction, but I still very much enjoy playing as Lucas. His psi attacks not only do a lot of damage, but they have a decent amount of knockback. Yes, a few of his smash attacks have a bit of ending lag, especially his up smash, which can leave you open to taking a beating, but I usually find that the damage and knockback they have is worth the risk. His down special absorbs enemy attacks for recovery, which can be an absolute godsend, and I've managed to win a few matches thanks to the recovery. His PK freeze is great for freezing opponents as they're trying to get back on the stage, and PK Thunder makes for a great, if slightly difficult to aim, recovery move that can also damage foes teetering on the edge waiting for your return. I've only ever played one Donkey Kong Country game, and that's Tropical Freeze, so I wasn't fussed when he was announced as a newcomer in Smash Ultimate. The game tells you he's one of the heaviest characters in the game, so I was expecting him to be rather slow, but his power really doesn't make up for how slow he is. His moveset is okay, even if his crown boomerang can't be used again until he gets his crown back if he doesn't catch it on the return journey, but his up smash has him falling over, which really seems like it should be his down smash. His recovery is alright, but when I play as him, I just get annoyed with his slowness. There are plenty of other characters who are slow, powerful tanks like Ganondorf and Bowser, but King K. Rool has all of the drawbacks and none of the benefits. I've mentioned I've never played Splatoon or a Donkey Kong Country game with King K. Rool in it, and as much as I like Pokemon, I haven't played any games beyond Platinum, so when Incineroar was announced as a new character in Smash Ultimate, my reaction was, oh great, just what we need, another Pokemon. And then I gave him a go. I'm quite surprised how much I enjoyed playing as him. He's pretty quick, does decent damage, and I really like his moveset. His side special is brilliant, and although his up special isn't especially great for recovery, though still better than Little Max, it's a decent damaging move. I'd probably say I'm not very good with Incineroar, as I have been screwed over a couple of times using his up special move because I've ended up flying off the stage to my doom, which has caused a few profanities to be yelled at the screen. Despite this, I still have a great time whenever I play as him. I know, who'd have thunk it, Olimar is number 2. It's the same problems as before. I hate having to keep an eye on the Pikmin and having to pull out more in order to use any moves. It's similar to the problems I had with the Inkling, but at least with Inkling the Ink moves are consistent rather than having random Pikmin which could be great or shite. Olimar has a new recovery move where the Pikmin fly up with him, but if you have Pikmin in your arsenal, which you're bound to have seeing as you need them for the vast majority of your attacks, they weigh Olimar down, so his recovery isn't as effective. It's a load of crap and I still absolutely loathe him. Before revealing my most loved character, here are some honourable mentions. As soon as you saw Link as an honourable mention, I hope you've recovered from the shock of not only seeing Olimar as the number 2 hated for a change, but then also seeing Link as an honourable mention. You probably guessed who would take the top spot, seeing as he's taken the top spot every time. There's not much to add really, Ike's the best. Just like with Lucas, a few of his moves are a little slow, high risk, high reward attacks, but he's fast enough for it to be worth the risk. His neutral special seems to have had his effect area increased, which is amazing. His recovery is top notch, especially horizontally, and he just rules. I'm still pretty good with Ike, and I always have a lot of fun playing as him. I haven't bought the DLC packs yet, but it'll certainly take a lot for me to rank someone higher than Ike. I know you can't wait to see who I loathe more than Olimar, but before that, here are some dishonorable mentions. Oh dear God, she has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I love dogs, I've owned several, but this is one dog I'd like to punch in the face. She just sucks all over. Awful moveset, Blair recovery, stupid dumb dog face, and frankly, I'd like to do the home run contest with her rather than the sandbag. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to waste any more time on her. I'm moving on to the ending bit. So there we go, the first video in the Smash Ultimate Top 5 series is done. As I mentioned, check the description for the link to the Countdowns playlist. You'll also find the link to my Twitter page. Up next will be my top 5 loved and hated stages, so until then, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.